What's happening? Brian Tong here, and welcome to the Apple Byte for all the good and bad inside the world of Apple. I'm back from my vacation, and a lot of you have been requesting to see more skin. Well, I had my very first sunburn ever, and it now has me molting like a snake. It's all very new to me, but don't worry, Apple Biters. I made sure I protected all of this for you. All right, on to the stories and the real reason you're here with some juicy, good next-gen iPhone rumors. A report from KoreaITnews.com claims their sources have confirmed Apple will use Liquidmetal technology to make a thinner and lighter next-generation iPhone. The Big A acquired the rights to the patented amorphous metal alloys that are first liquid and then can be cooled into other forms from a company called Liquidmetal Technologies in 2010. Now, Apple has used this metal for smaller parts like the SIM card ejector tool, but all I'm saying is that I do not want my phone to come alive and stab me T1000 style. Now, the article states the new material would allow for a surface smooth like liquid, and they say the phone will be announced at WWDC 2012 in June. Now, those are some pretty big claims, but when will we even see this phone? We're thinking the September timeframe, but some people were still hoping and clinging for the June to July time period, but fall seems even more likely after Qualcomm warned analysts that it's expecting supply issues with some of its advanced mobile LTE phone chips, the same 28-nanometer chips that people are expecting to see in the next-gen iPhone. Now, Verizon is the king of LTE for U.S. phone carriers, with its network covering 2/3 of the U.S. population right now. But current iPhone users will be giddy to know a Verizon family data plan will be available sometime this summer following Sprint's lead. All right, let's catch you up to speed with a Mac flashback Trojan update. Kaspersky Labs says the number of infected machines has now dropped to around 30,000 machines, significantly down from its peak around 600,000 Macs. Java Updates, or Apple's own removal tool, has been able to take care of most of them after one of the most successful malware campaigns against the Mac platform. Now, Kaspersky officials expect the Mac platform to be a bigger target because market share is what motivates attackers, and believe it or not, no Mac is safe. All right, let's take a quick break with a batch of tips and meaty info to help protect your Mac from malware.
Whether you're a longtime Mac owner or new to the Big Apple, it's time to beef up your Mac security. Hi, I'm Seth Rosenblatt, and today I've got 6 common sense tips on how to safeguard your Mac against the rising tide of malware. Step 1. Get a security suite. Running a security program is just common sense. Good free and paid options include Avast, Sophos, ClamXAV, Kaspersky, and Intego. If you absolutely refuse to install a suite, at the very least, use a browser tool that will check links to make sure they're safe before you load them. The free AVG link scanner is a good place to start. Step 2. Lock down admin privileges. The default account that you create on your Mac is an administrator account, which can be leveraged by the bad guys to infect your machine. Simple solution: create a non-admin account for daily use, such as email, browsing, and music and video watching. Jump over to admin when it's necessary. Step 3. Stay on top of software updates. Make sure that you let software update do its job. Programs are rarely updated on a whim, so make sure that you've got the latest versions because they may contain security fixes. This includes the latest security patches from software makers and Apple itself. Step 4. Ditch Adobe Reader if you can. Adobe has been notoriously slow in the past about patching security holes in Reader. They've gotten somewhat better, but why risk it when Preview in Snow Leopard and Lion can handle the basic PDF reading requirements? If you must keep Adobe Reader around, make sure that it's always updated to the latest version. Step 5. Get rid of Java and Flash. You can disable Java by going to the Applications folder, then Utilities, and unchecking the Java version boxes under the General tab. Be warned, killing Flash and still enjoying the modern web means switching to Google Chrome for your main browser, because it's the only browser that comes with Flash built in. Chrome updates regularly, and the browser has earned its reputation alongside Firefox as a safe browser that patches security problems when discovered. Step 6. Take control of your passwords. Unlike Microsoft, Apple helpfully provides a solid password manager called Keychain. As often as possible, use strong passwords. This means random multi-word passwords separated by spaces. If you want to get password syncing for multiple device and machine support, use 1Password or LastPass. People can and do run Macs without paying attention to security. But as we've seen over the past year, attacks centered on Macs are almost certainly going to increase.
All right, thank you, Seth, for all the good stuff in there. Now, we're still waiting for OS X Mountain Lion's official release date, but progress is being made after the third version of the developer preview has been made available with stability improvements, and if there are any other new features that surface, we'll let you know about them. Plus, Safari 5.2 and Xcode 4.4 also received updates for developers as well. Now, the Big A wants everyone they can get to pounce on Mountain Lion, but you'll need to have Lion first, and it's primarily distributed through the App Store. So Apple is offering MobileMe users who are still using an older OS a free copy of Snow Leopard, which will then allow them to upgrade to Lion and then upgrade to Mountain Lion while updating from MobileMe to iCloud. See, that all made perfect sense, right? And we also know Apple loves all their Glassdoor designs, and they filed a patent for ownership of the design of the massive 12-meter tall glass cylinder at their Shanghai, China megastore. Unique to the store is the arrangement of its curved glass panels. Now, on my vacation, I visited the Fifth Avenue store in New York. What up, Randy? And I was the first to make a joke about Apple replacing all of its glass panels so it would have visually fewer seams. I admit, that glass cube looks even more amazing than before, but it's really not as big as I remember. All right, we showed you an awesome Kickstarter project last week, but it has now been outdone by the e-paper-based Pebble watch that's truly in a class of its own and has raised over $5 million up to this point. It syncs over Bluetooth for your iPhone and Android. You'll be able to do things like customize it with apps, see incoming calls before reaching for your phone, view notifications and reminders, and control your music directly from the watch. And it's something we'll be watching. All right, guys, it's time to announce our winners from our True Protection Heather Brown cases. We asked you to chime in with some of your own ideas for the actors in the new Steve Jobs movie. So here are the winners. Ronald Alcacid says, Jason Statham as Johnny Ives. Ha! I know a lot of you guys said that as well. Patty Kenyon writes in with, Topher Grace would be a better Scott Force style because of those buggy eyes. Bill Gates should be played by the Big Bang Theory's Jim Parsons. Now that's a good one too, but by far Raquel Jones says, cast Viola Davis from The Help as Jobs' wife in the movie. I'm totally on board with that. Now, Lucas Matsueski says Tim Allen should be Phil Schiller. Arr, 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 arr. And Bernie Stoltz writes in with Daniel Day Kim can star as intrepid CNET reporter Brian Tong. Come on, he's not nearly as good looking as me, Bernie, but I guess I'll still give you a case. All right, thanks to all of you for writing in, and we'll be in touch with our winners. That's going to do it for this week's show, everybody. Send all of your burning questions to the Apple Byte at CNET.com. And if you're lucky enough and ask nicely, we'll give you a glass of my skin. I'm Brian Tom. We'll catch you next time for another Bite of the Apple.